What's up, everybody? I'm gonna let a few hundred of y'all join, and then I'm going in. Y'all let me know where you're chiming in from. Let's see. Okay, it says we're live. They're building the audience. If you're checking out this video on any other platform other than Facebook, I am on Facebook Live, so you'll see me looking down at the screen, and you know that I'm reading comments. So I see Stephanie Pursley in the house. LaShawn just joined. I see you, Nuke Collins. What up? Let's see, Gentry Morris, Dallas in the building. Go Cowboys. Gary Hayden, what up? Detroit in the building. I see Stephanie Pursley from Austin, Kings, Dallas. Bless up. Don Polk, Port Arthur, Texas. PA in the building. Home of the UGK. Columbus, Georgia. Papa, what up? Let's see. Sean Kennedy, Chi-Town in the building. Chi-Town, you make sure you stay locked in on this, man, because we're talking about your city here. So, yeah, let me go ahead and get this started. So, as y'all know, that there's a video that's gone viral now that shows 4 black teens in Chicago holding hostage a white, I don't know, I won't say hostage, but they're holding him against his will, holding a white man against his will. And they're charging him up with racial epithets. Fuck white people, fuck Donald Trump. They cut his hair, cut his clothes off. During the process of cutting his scalp, cutting his hair, they cut a piece of his scalp. So I think they said something about they made him drink some toilet water. Now, all weekend, people have been hitting me up saying, man, you watch this video. You checked out the video about the teens who kidnapped the white boy. You checked out the video. Have you checked out the video? Have you seen the video? A black dude, the black people torturing the black kids, torturing the white boy. So now, I got a lot going on over the weekend, so I'm thinking to myself, I got to get this the proper attention, so I can't just jump into this right now because my mind is on something else. You know, you always got madness going on in America, so, you know, it'll be something else tomorrow. It'll be something, in fact, it'll be something later today. But anyway, I finally checked the video out, and I'm expecting some Al-Qaeda type ISIS shit to go down. I'm thinking, man, they must have really fucked this dude up the way people are talking about it. And I read the headlines. They said, black racist in Chicago tortures white man and things like this. I'm looking for something really, really horrific. So I watch it, and basically you got these silly kids on a video, Facebook Live, showing their kidnapped victim being basically disrespected. If you want to use the word torture, go ahead and use the word torture. But I'm thinking torture. When I think of torture, I think things like ISIS, Al-Qaeda type, cut the fingers off, stabbing, some hitting in the head with a brick or something. I'm thinking some USA, some good old USA torture like waterboarding or something. They cussed the dude out, pushed him around, cut his clothes off, cut his hair, accidentally cut his scalp while cutting his hair. And I didn't see the whole making him drink water thing, but that's about what I saw. Now, I'm not trying to minimize what they did, but the way people were going crazy, I thought that man, these people must have really did something real bad. The way the news is covering this stuff. So one of the news stories that I came across was a story that Montel Williams had made some comments. Montel Williams used to be a talk show host, and now he's a motivational speaker. Montel Williams made some comments about the situation, and this is what he said. Life in prison, no parole. I'm not interested in whether these kids had a tough life, whether their parents loved them enough. I don't care. Whether this is a hate crime is a distraction and irrelevant. This is the cold-blooded torture of an innocent human being. That's bigger than a hate crime. It's bigger than racism. Saying fuck white people is racist by definition. It's bigger than politics. Life in prison, no parole. If you can do this to another human being once, you can't be trusted to not do it again. My prayers goes out to the young man in this disgusting video. That in and of itself, no harm. Okay, I see that. Human being was kidnapped, violated. I get it. You want justice. The problem I have with that is that when the white boys out in Idaho tortured a black boy, ran a coat hanger up his rectum, Montel was silent, at least to my knowledge. I mean, if there's some evidence out there where he spoke up on that, hey, shoot it to me. You know, I'll retract. But to my knowledge, he was silent. I didn't see anything out there where Montel made any aggressive comments toward the perpetrators. I didn't hear any calls for the death penalty, life sentences, and things of that nature. And not only was Montel silent, but a lot of black people were silent in attacking and just criticizing the perpetrators of that crime. They said nothing. It's like they're looking for some type of approval from massa. Like, look, massa, I can be hard on black people. I can really be hard on black people. You know, when black people do something bad, I'm going to be the first one to attack it. I'm going to go in real hard to let them know I don't appreciate them doing stuff like that. But if somebody white do it, I'm going to be silent as I can possibly be. And I ain't going to say nothing. And if I do say something, I'm going to make excuses. And I'm going to say things like, let's wait and see what the law says about it. Let's get the evidence in. See, it's like they're looking for this love in all the wrong places. That's what I see. Now, what the people did in Chicago, they were wrong. They were wrong for doing what they did. But does this petition that they're running around trying to get signed to get these kids to get the death penalty and all that, does that really fit the crime? Hell no, it don't fit the crime. In and of itself, if you just hear that somebody took somebody against their will and tortured them or whatever, you say, yeah, kill them, death penalty, life in prison, 30 years, whatever, give them the max. But does the punishment really fit the crime? Now, I wouldn't have no problem executing them, giving them the max, if they did the same thing across the board. If they get a white boy, it's the death penalty, or get a white boy as a life sentence. I'm saying, okay, well, you do this in America. If you do this, then you get this kind of time. You do this, you get this. But that ain't how it go in America. They cherry pick who they want to give a bunch of time to. They cherry pick who they want to execute. They cherry pick who they think life is important enough to be spared and who they think life is not important enough to be spared. They cherry pick. It's based on race. It's based on gender. It's based on sexuality. It's based on the amount of money that you have. It's based on whether the case is high profile or not. It's based on the kind of lawyer you have, based on the town you're in, the city you're in, the state you're in. All of these variations is the reason why America is the most criminalized country in the whole world. Too many variations on crime and punishment. Too much bias. Too much prejudice. Too much racism. That's why I can't ride with what y'all saying. And that's why I don't believe you when you come after those kids and you say they need to be strung up. They need to be hung. They need to die. They need to get a whole bunch of years. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think that you're disingenuous. I just don't believe you. A lot of people who are calling for the kids to get the maximum sentence also are, they're calling for the kids to get the maximum sentence for kidnapping and torturing a disabled person. Many of these people are the same people who voted for Donald Trump, a man who they allowed to become president after mocking a disabled person. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're sincere. I believe that you're hypocritical. I don't believe you. These are the same people who say, oh, he did this to a disabled person. Oh, this man couldn't defend himself. And lock him up, throw away the key. But you voted for a man who made fun of disabled people just a few months ago. I don't believe you. Many people are saying that they're blaming this on Black Lives Matter. Oh, this is Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, they're the reason. They're the reason. They're going to blame Black Lives Matter because Black Lives Matter is bringing attention to the racial disparity in America. They're calling out racist white cops who gunned down black people for no reason but being black. But they're going to blame this on Black Lives Matter. So let's put it in the proper context. So if you're going to blame this on Black Lives Matter for the racial component, well, I'm going to blame it on Donald Trump for the disabled component. Yeah, that's right. See, if Donald Trump had not been making fun of people with disabilities, maybe they wouldn't have went out there, the black teens wouldn't have went out there and kidnapped and tortured the white dude. Yeah, so I blame Donald Trump for the whole situation. You did? Now, here's what's interesting also. Again, I'm going to say this one more time, because some of y'all like to hear one thing and then you take off running when you hear what you want to hear. So I'm going to make this very, very clear to you. What those teams did was very disturbing. But imagine if they were to get the same type of treatment after doing what they did to that white dude for using racial epithets in the commission of a crime, the way the white dudes did against the black guy in Idaho, the black boy in Idaho, where they shoved a coat hanger up his rectum. They shoved a coat hanger up a disabled black boy's rectum in Idaho. You got Idaho, white boy torture of a black boy, and then you got black teens torturing white male in Chicago. White dudes in Idaho got, the ringleader got 2 to 3 years probation and community service for torturing, for running putting a coat hanger up somebody's rectum and charging them up with racial epithets. And he got 2 to 3 years probation and community service. Now, wouldn't it be fair, if you really are a fair person, you believe in American justice, and you didn't raise no hell about that case? Wouldn't it only be fair and righteous for you to not raise any hell about this case and demand that those black kids in Chicago be treated with the same amount of justice and fairness? That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Let me know who you are, where you really stand. No more talk.